Hi, I'm Merrill. If you give me 1,000 questions in the comments on this video, guess what? You're going to get 1,000 answers. This is the place to go, especially if you are brand new to metal detecting. Do not be shy. Ask questions. This is a teaching channel.
Merrill, stop pointing at me.
I'm sorry, I just drank coffee.
Oh, it's okay.
In this video, I am going to be reinforcing some of the teaching of a video that I made called The Ultimate Guide to Detecting the Beach, Everything I Know. If you haven't seen that, I'm leaving the link to it right up here and also in the video description. So in this video, we are going to Lido Beach on Long Island. And what you need to know about Lido Beach right now for this video is that it was dredged in January. What does dredging mean? Oh, that's the D curse for metal detectorists. Dredging. Dredging, and I almost forgot. Dredging. Jerk. It means that sand was pumped in from offshore, and it basically buried anything that was on the beach. It added another layer of sand and makes the metal detector even further out of reach from the treasure. So to summarize, dredging sucks sand from the bottom of the ocean and pours it onto the beach, which, as you can see, is a big conflict of interest for metal detectorists. So that beach hunt that I did, that I pulled the Civil War relics, where it was extreme erosion, that is the polar opposite of what you are going to see today. But I'm telling you, you still can pull stuff from a dredged beach. You just have to be really smart, you have to know where to look, and you have to know how to read the beach. This video is a teachable moment. I was thinking about that while I was detecting today, and you're going to learn a lot if you give this video the time and you listen to my advice. When you hit that packed beach, you're going to put the same strategies into play and you're going to get a lot. So now that you know what dredging is and how it makes life very difficult for a metal detectorist, what exactly are we going to pull from the beach today? And where does it come from?
When they dredge, all of this stuff, all of the sand winds up going on the beach. But there was a layer of coins that was out in the water. That's the stuff that I'm finding now. So anything that was left over, anything that was left on the beach, oh, it is buried and it's going to take a long time to get to. But the stuff that was out in the immediate shoreline, that's the stuff that I'm going to be finding today. So decoding the beach, where do you begin? I always start walking from shoreline back to the high tide line and back and forth and back and forth. Look at this graphic.
So I make these V-shapes because I'm really not sure where the valuable objects are falling.
In beach metal detecting, we're talking about objects that are getting constantly moved by the water.
Now let's say I hit a patch, then I'm going to narrow up these shapes.
All right. So I got a really nice signal here. All right, so that first target, it was just a dime. But let's notice our location. We are very close to the water.
All right, so now that I have crisscrossed and found my first target, that gives us a clue. This first target was by the water. Now we want to verify that. We want to see if there's more targets that are low.
So how do you do that? You spiral out from your target. You just walk in circles that slowly get further out from where you found that target and you look for other ones.
So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to spiral around the target and I'm going to just sweep my detector around. Sometimes things come up in patches. We're going to see if that's the case. So I spiraled out and there's the original target right there. It got brushed over by the waves a little bit. Here's the second one just a few feet away and it is a quarter. And I'm telling you, coins, they never want to be alone. If you find one, you're going to find another one within very close proximity. That's almost always the case. At least it has been in my experience. So once you find something at the beach, you want to look around the immediate area. You want to spiral around in order to see if there's anything else right by it. And sometimes that turns into a patch. This is not a patch. You'll know a patch when you see it, though.
So I found the dime first, then I found the quarter. So 2 targets within a close proximity. Kept spiraling, there was nothing else there. So what I did from there was I tried narrowing up my range for going back and forth, but I just found nothing. So I widened it once again. But then...
This is almost always a pull tab signal, but being that we are at a dredged beach, I am going to dig it. Let's see what we have here. Yep, it's a pull tab, but again, let's follow the rules. We spiral out. Let's do that and see if there's anything there. All right, so I started spiraling, and look at this. And I like this signal a lot. Let's put this down and let's see. Got it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. I think it's a silver ring that couldn't have been in there too long. Wow. So here's the 2 signals. One was a pull tab, and second one right by it. Same physics. This is a little heavier, but I'm telling you, like objects, they tend to stay together. And here's proof of that. That's crazy.
Now, with each target that you dig on a given day, it should change your worldview of the beach and where those objects lie on that given day.
All right, so I am adjusting my worldview for this beach right now and making an educated guess. So I've done several of those crisscrosses, and I'm seeing absolutely nothing up high. I'm seeing the ring happened medium, the coin happened low, the pull tab also over there, quarter and dime was further down over there. So I'm going to adjust by narrowing where I walk. I'm only going to go to the halfway point of this tide line. So halfway up to the high tide line, down to the shore, because that seems to be where the objects are. I also mentioned in my beach tutorial, if you see cliffs like this, you want to search at the bottom. But here's the thing, I already did going down the beach. And, you know, again, there has been nothing up high. So I'm keeping my focus on the medium to low.
So again, up high means by the high tide line. Down low means by the shoreline where the water meets the sand. And I thought I was on to something after finding that ring. Let me tell you something, the beach has a way of humbling you. It was about an hour until I found my next target. So those little crisscrosses that I was doing, it was a good educated guess, but it certainly didn't pan out. But that brings me to one of the many things I love about metal detecting, and specifically beach metal detecting here. It is a game of observation and inference. Let me show you what I mean.
So we're not done for the day, but I'm back at the metal detecting mobile, and I had to put my coat back, and also I'm reconsidering the direction that I was going. I was heading down the beach this way, but I know from coming here in the summer, as we go further down the beach to the left, that's where people start to really populate the beach. So especially in a situation where the beach is dredged, you really gotta know where the populations of people go, and that's gonna make me head to the left.
So after being shut out for an hour, I headed to the left to where more people were, but I wasn't gonna just pick any spot.
Okay, we have a seriously teachable moment here. Look at the difference on the sides of this jetty here. Look at how sanded this is, and look at how pushed in this is. Which one of the two would you rather hunt? Yeah, this one right here.
So to us as metal detectorists, the lower the beach gets, the better that it is. Remember, I found that Civil War era boot heel when the beach was so eroded, we were levels upon levels down. Now, this is not the case on a freshly dredged beach, but I would rather take my chances where the beach is low than something that looks really sanded in.
All right. Nice signal here. And it is a quarter. So it's time to spiral. Let's spiral.
Metal detectorist breaking news: spiraling doesn't always work.
All right, so I am maybe about 50 feet down the beach from that last coin, and I just pulled another quarter. And this is what you call a very weak example of a coin line. Again, if the beach was packed, if it was the middle of the summer and people were dropping things left and right, you know, you would see more of a uniform structure to, you'd see the coins get in lines like little third graders, you know, like they would, they would perform that way because of the physics to it. But because there's so few objects that are dropped here, you're seeing wide distances between, and that makes it very hard because there's no way that I'm going to be able to hit all of this area. But in the V shapes that I've done, you know, this is one of the hits that I got. So I've reached the point in my hunt where I have walked far enough away from my car, and I want to start heading back. But I'm announcing this with the purpose. Let's think back on what we found today, and let's apply those rules so that we could find more on the way back, because I'm certainly not done hunting. Now, everything was close to the shore, to the middle of the beach. Absolutely nothing up there. And with each one of these, you know, new sections that I've gone to, I've gone up to the high tide line. Everything is low on the beach. So on my way back, I'm going to retrace my steps, go over it again. You know, if I see my footprints, I'm obviously not going to go over that same path. So, you know, it enables me to kind of like cover more ground. And this is it. It was a V, now we're making it into an X shape because I'm trying to go over where I missed.
So one of the benefits of being slightly overweight is you could see where your footprints landed in the beach. And basically, I wanted to go and do the opposite of where I was walking the first time down the beach. Now, I had been up high by the high tide line. There was absolutely nothing there. It was completely sanded in. So all of my targets today were low or down by the shoreline. This makes it pretty textbook as I see it. I was staying low and I was crisscrossing, doing the opposite while I was walking back to my car.
38 sounds like a quarter, or hopefully a ring. And it seems to be, and it is a quarter. Just found my first interesting high find. I was actually just walking around the rocks here, and over by the rocks there was this signal, so got a fishing weight right here. Another target while I was crisscrossing my steps again. 38. All right, got it in here. And we have a dime right down there.
All right, so I've got a question. Do I have your attention? Wait, hold that thought. Do I have your attention? The title of this video is The Ring Rule. The reason for that is because from my own experiences, there's no scientific study on the matter. From my own experiences, if you want to get rings, if you want to get jewelry, you get it close to the shoreline. People lose these objects when they're swimming. Think about it. You get your hands in the water, you keep them in the water, they shrink. Object falls off. Also, in the case of coins, somebody goes swimming, they have a pocket full of change, no more. The vast majority of drops happen in the water right off of the shoreline. The objects like gold, they take more force to move them. So, the ring rule is you want to stay close to the water to find these objects. Can stuff be dropped, further up on the beach? Especially if somebody's bag accidentally opens? Absolutely, but let the tides consolidate. Let it pull it back. It'll eventually end up in that sweet spot, in that range in between the high tide line and the low tide line. That's why I crisscross, and I look for clues within that region. So, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something from it. Once again, I want to say to you, if you have comments, especially if you are a first-time metal detectorist or somebody who wants to get into the hobby, ask those questions in the comments. I'm going to answer every single one. So, anyway, thanks again.